You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, my goodness, 2 Jets videos in one day and within 1 hour of each other. I literally had just uploaded and released the previous video about Monday Night Football last night and the egregious penalties and all the crap that came at Aaron Rodgers slamming everything. And, of course, we talk about the Raiders a lot on this channel too, and this involves the Raiders as much as it does the Jets. Question is, does this really make the Jets a Super Bowl contender? Does it make it playoff contenders at this point? I do know one thing. Look, let's just come out and say it. At this point, I think it's pretty safe to say Aaron Rodgers runs the Jets. Okay, he runs this show. This is his show. I did tweet this out a few minutes ago, and I said, well, I know one thing. I root for interesting, and Davante Adams to the Jets is interesting. All right, Aaron, I'll tell you, Aaron Rodgers in the past has talked about that this is far and away his favorite receiver he's ever played with, that he's ever had, the best one he's ever had. And I guess this is number one, Mike Williams. Are you able to get in the building today? Yeah, somebody do a wellness check on Mike Williams right now, because he's been MIA. Now, in case you're wondering, right now, this has been, and there's been this phantom hamstring injury for Davante Adams. Well, we're going to find out just how injured he is. We're going to find out real fast. By the way, in case you're wondering, Davante Adams is already in the Jets building. Diana Rossini just put this out. He is already there. We'll get to the specifics in just a second. 3 games this season, 18 catches, 209 yards, 11.6 yards per catch. He's actually up a little bit from last year. And 1 touchdown. Now, this is what he did last year. 103 catches, 1,144 yards, 8 touchdowns. And 2 years ago, he went for 115, 16, 15.2 per catch, and 14 touchdowns. By the way, he was AP Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year. That's been a couple of years ago, all right, with the Raiders. But here we go. The Raiders are completing a trade of star Davante Adams to the Jets, sources say, back with his good friend Aaron Rodgers, as Las Vegas has moved on. And, you know what's pretty interesting? Davante Adams was one of the players that hated Josh McDaniels so much. And then we found out he was disgruntled this year, all right? So was it Josh McDaniels, or what was going on here exactly? Who was really disgruntled? I'm starting to wonder about that whole situation. Compensation, Schefter put it out. The trade for Davante Adams is expected to get finalized. It will be a conditional 3rd-round pick that can go to a 2nd-round pick per sources, or per source. So in other words, he's somebody inside the Jets, probably, and it's probably Joe Douglas himself. So as you can expect, there was a lot of reaction to this. I mean, here's Jerry Rice greeting Dan Marino. Of course, there's a lot of old jokes being made right now, folks. Yeah. Davante Adams in New York after the injury. Yep. Kevin Nash with the phantom leg break. Yep. NWO for life. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly the missing piece that the Jets need to finish 7-10. God. Mike Williams right here arriving to the Jets facility. Oh, man, the famous clip from Hard Knocks back in the day of, the player realizing rut-row. Rut-row. Yikes. Yep, that'll fix everything. The Jets' entire organization in shambles. Slap a little flex tape on it. Name Davante Adams. Seriously, can we spell Davante wrong if we're going to clown him? Raiders fans today. Yeah, crying Michael Jordan. My God. Guys, I'm fairly certain that they just punted on the season. But I got to be honest, they wasn't that much better with Davante Adams anyway. And let's just be honest, they weren't. What happens when Rodgers underthrows him too? If he helps get them to the playoffs, I don't care what the compensation is. Again, what is the mark here, folks? I thought it was supposed to be to get to the Super Bowl. Now you're starting to see a lot of, can we get to the playoffs? You're starting to see a lot of that. And it's like, well, wait a minute now. I mean, anything less than, I would say less than an AFC championship game appearance, kind of not great. And a lot of this depends on if Aaron Rodgers is coming back next year, right? The problem, I'm going to tell you where this went wrong. When he got hurt last year, this second season was where I said they may make the Super Bowl. But that was with him playing all year last year. And we know that didn't happen. Rodgers runs the Jets. Looks that way. Green Bay Jets. Yep. Can he play offensive line? Yeah, it's really. Yeah, Alan Lazard just fell to his knees in a Walmart. Oh, that's hilarious. God, that's crazy. Aaron Rodgers may not be going out sad after all. Yeah, I mean, look, it's certain Aaron Rodgers is thrilled, right? Aaron Rodgers seeing Davante Adams' tweet from Shefty. Aaron Rodgers is not only the quarterback for this team, but also the general manager, the head coach, and the offensive coordinator, apparently. What a joke. Wow. Seriously. Yep. Magically, the hamstring injury is good. Wow. Oh, yeah, the Raiders robbed the Raiders. My Lord. Wow. We don't know how this is going to. So cheap for an impact player. Yeah, but we'll have to see how big of an impact he really makes. This is huge for the Jets. Expect them to get a considerable boost in the offensive playmaking ability. If the offensive line can actually gel and hold together, then yeah, I mean, this could turn out to be something. I expect Davante Adams to look better with Aaron Rodgers versus Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew. Yeah, I mean, I do. But they got some ground they got to make up now, right? And I talked about it earlier. That schedule's not looking great for the Jets. It's going to be interesting to see what is really going to come out of this, what can happen with it. I personally think that this move should have been made prior to the season, where they could have started the season with Rodgers and Adams. I mean, look, this has been the worst kept secret for 2 years now. As soon as Rodgers went to the Jets, the Davante Adams speculation started. And it's only now in season, when things aren't going so great, that things have popped off for them, right? So we'll have to see how this ends up. I think it's certainly interesting. I think everybody's going to want to watch this. No doubt about that. Just to see how it goes, whether it's they gel right away again, and it seems like old times, and it's Green Bay all over again. The offense is high flying, and they're throwing up points, or whether or not this is going to hit close to home for Jets fans, but whether or not they crash and burn. Yikes. And the Raiders, I don't even know what to say about the Raiders at this point. I mean, seriously. I mean, new coach, Antonio Pierce, they felt like they had so much momentum coming off last season, and it looks like the same story over and over and over for Las Vegas right now. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.